The cartoon has been released for 36 years, more than 700 episodes, and there are hidden moments in these episodes that shouldn't have happened. Jokes written decades ago that made headlines in tomorrow's newspapers. We are not talking about coincidences. This is where technological predictions start to strike terror. 1995, episode Lisa's Wedding. The series takes us 15 years into the future to show Lisa's life in 2010. Her fiancé, Hugh, apparently wears a device on his wrist that allows him to make video calls. He speaks directly into it, like into a phone. That was in 1995, before smartphones, tablets, and before anyone was seriously thinking about wearable communication technologies. The first functional smartwatch was released only in 2013. The Apple Watch was released in 2015, but in The Simpsons, the interface, form factor, and usability were introduced almost 2 decades earlier. The same episode also featured FaceTime-like video calls, another technology that won't be around for another 15 years. These were not good assumptions. The authors read publications about technology, followed the development of events in Silicon Valley, and imagined where everything was going. They understood the trajectory. At first, they just drew it as a cartoon. Now we are entering darker territory. Season 4, 1993, episode Margin Chains. Springfield is affected by the Osaka flu, a virus that originates from Asia, spreads through coughing and human-to-human contact, and causes mass panic. Citizens are demanding treatment. Riots break out. Supply chains are collapsing. People are attacking each other. 27 years later, COVID-19. The virus originated in Asia and is spreading by airborne droplets, causing global panic, food shortages, and social upheaval. Even the image of people fighting over supplies appears both in the episode and in actual news footage from 2020. But there is an important detail that most people overlook. Epidemiologists have been warning about the risk of a pandemic for decades. Scientists knew that respiratory viruses from overpopulated regions posed a threat. The Simpsons did not specifically predict COVID, they predicted humanity's reaction to a predictable crisis. They showed us that we would panic, hoard blame, and break down. And that's exactly what we did. The virus was inevitable. Our behavior was a real prediction. Fast forward to 1998. Season 10, episode When You Bump Into a Star. There is a short episode in which Ron Howard presents a script from 20th Century Fox Studios. The camera shows the studio's sign, and under the Fox logo there is an inscription, a division of Walt Disney Co. At the time, it was pure comedy, ridiculing media consolidation and monopolistic corporate behavior. Fast forward to December 14th. 2017, Disney announces a deal to acquire 21st Century Fox worth $50.4 billion. The joke became a reality 19 years later. The prediction was so accurate that it included specific company names and family ties. The Simpsons became the property of Disney as a result of the very merger they predicted. The show is now streaming on Disney+, fulfilling its own prophecy. This shows how these forecasts work. The authors did not come up with fantastic scenarios. They extrapolated the observed trends. In the 1990s, media consolidation was already gaining momentum. Disney was already a takeover-hungry corporation back then. The joke worked because it caused real alarm about monopoly power. They just didn't realize how literal it sounded. Here's something that should make you nervous about what's coming. Season 23, 2012. The series Them, the Robots. Mr. Burns is firing almost all of his employees from the nuclear plant and replacing them with robots. Homer, the only surviving human worker, is trying to teach robots free will. They immediately rise up against humanity, attacking their creators. 10 years later, we're living in this episode. Artificial intelligence is replacing jobs in manufacturing, logistics, customer service, and creative industries. According to reports, millions of workers will lose their jobs due to automation by 2025. We are not facing a violent robot uprising, but we are experiencing exactly what is ridiculed in this episode. Corporations prefer cars too. Humans because machines do not require advantages, safety or dignity. The revolution does not come from robots. It comes from the fact that people are being rejected. And unlike the episode where it's played out for laughs, there's no climax in reality. Entire industries are being rebuilt due to the obsolescence of human potential. The prediction was not about killer robots, but about the quiet violence caused by economic displacement. The Simpsons saw the coming labor crisis even before most economists wanted to say it out loud. Let's look at a number of smaller, but no less disturbing predictions. In 1996, Homerpalooza published a joke in which Cypress Hill, allegedly being high, accidentally invited the London Symphony Orchestra. 28 years later, in July 2024, Cypress Hill performed with the London Symphony Orchestra at the Royal Albert Hall. The joke turned into a real concert. Season 6, 2010, Milhouse is betting that Bengt Holmstrom will receive the Nobel Prize in Economics. 6 years later, Holmstrom wins. The scriptwriters took this prediction from the actual lists of nominees at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, but chose the right name out of dozens of possible ones. Season 22, 2010, the episode shows an Olympic curling match in which the USA defeats Sweden, 8 years later, at the 2018 Winter Olympics. The U.S. curling team scored a crushing victory over Sweden, a specific type of sport, specific countries, a specific result. These are not predictions that will change the world, but they show a pattern. The authors of The Simpsons are doing their research. They follow real trends, real lists, real probabilities. Then they wait. The 25th season of 2014, episode You Don't Have to Live Like a Judge. Homer is invited to help the International Football Organization FIFA after mass dismissals due to corruption scandals. This episode directly ridicules FIFA's reputation for bribery and unethical behavior. A year later, in 2015, the FBI and Swiss authorities are conducting raids, as a result of which numerous FIFA officials have been charged with corruption. The scandal is taking center stage in international news, confirming what The Simpsons has been mocked as a top secret. This prediction worked because corruption already existed. The Simpsons just said it out loud earlier than most media outlets would have done. Here's an uncomfortable question that will keep you awake at night. What else have we already been shown? What other warnings are hidden in background jokes and random jokes that we don't take seriously? The question is not whether The Simpsons will predict the future again. The question is whether we're smart enough to recognize the warning before it's too late. Did you like the video? Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss new releases. Write in the comments which of The Simpsons predictions impressed you the most. And remember, the truth is often hidden behind yellow faces and a comedic plot. Remain skeptical, be vigilant, and take care of yourself. See you in the next video.